Okay, so I just read about Foo Fighters' first ever Ford Field concert, and honestly, this show feels like a masterclass in how to stay relevant in rock music for 30 years. Let me break this down. First off, the venue. Ford Field? That's a stadium. We're talking 60,000 seats, right? And Grohl's acting surprised they're playing a show this big. But wait, here's the twist, he's not wrong. These guys started in a tiny club called St. Andrew's Hall back in '95. I've actually watched that old footage. It's chaotic, raw, like they're trying to survive the noise. Now fast forward to 2026, lasers, pyro, a 3-hour setlist. How do you reconcile those two extremes? That's the whole Foo Fighters paradox, isn't it? They're stuck between being stadium rock gods and holding on to that punk ethos. And honestly, I think the tension is what makes them fascinating. /n/n. Let's talk about Grohl himself. Dude's 57 now, but he's still flailing his arms like it's 1995. There's this weird duality here, he's both the guy who helped bury grunge and the last guy keeping classic rock alive. The article compares him to Jack Black's Tenacious D character, which, yeah, that's spot on. He's in on the joke. He knows rock's supposed to be dead, but he's still out there screaming Everlong like it's the 90s. But here's what I'm wondering, is this self-awareness genuine, or is it just a shtick? Like, when he dedicates Marigold to L7's Jennifer Finch, is that heartfelt nostalgia or just another tool to connect with the aging Gen X crowd? I lean toward genuine. Grohl's always been a sentimental dude, but it's worth questioning. /n/no. And let's not forget the Taylor Hawkins tribute. They played Aurora as a tribute? That's deep. Not some obvious hit, but a deep cut from 1999. Which makes me think, are they trying to honor the real Taylor, or the version of him that fits their narrative? The guy who wrote that song was a 20-year-old session drummer trying to prove himself. The Hawkins we lost in 2022 was a larger-than-life figure. There's a disconnect there. And now Elon Rubin's behind the kit, technical beast, but does he even try to replicate Taylor's style? The article says he flexed on Best of You, which, cool, but are we just replacing one drum god with another? Or is this evolution, /n/n. Wait, but maybe I'm overcomplicating. Let's zoom out. This tour's supposed to promote their new album, right? Except they only played 2 songs from it. 2. That's not promotion, that's a middle finger to the music industry's obsession with new content. They're saying, we know what you want, and we're giving it to you, but don't pretend you care about the new stuff. Which, honestly, kind of admirable? Most bands would force-feed you the new album. Foo Fighters are like, you wanna hear Best of You scream your lungs out? Here. Have 2.5 hours of that. /n/nan. Detroit specifically? Grohl's story about almost losing their $700 paycheck at a gas station, that's the kind of underdog story that defines rock bands. But here's the kicker, they're playing a stadium now, but they're still telling underdog stories. That's the tightrope walk. They're multi-millionaires headlining festivals, but they need you to believe they're still that scrappy band that almost lost their life savings. And Detroit, symbolically perfect. City that's seen both glory and ruin. Just like rock and roll itself, /n/n. Final thought, is this what rock becomes in 2026? A nostalgic spectacle? Because Queens of the Stone Age opened with a set that's equally rooted in 2000s stoner rock. We're not getting new genres here, we're curating old ones. Rant about $45 beers and surveillance cameras? Classic rebel shtick. But does it matter? Maybe authenticity in rock isn't about innovation anymore. Maybe it's about how convincingly you can fake like you're still fighting the system while playing stadiums. Foo Fighters aren't breaking rules, they're perfecting the formula. And maybe that's why they're the last band standing. /n/n. So here's my question to you, can a band be both a corporate rock machine and a voice of rebellion? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've ever seen Grohl live, did you buy the merch after?